Well, what do you think? How is this pattern made? The eternal question. Crochet or knitting? Lengthwise or widthwise? Look how beautiful and neat it is. Again, we have these little branches and leaves. And of course, this pattern is made with a crochet hook. This very hook. This is the right side of the pattern, and this is its wrong side.
I am making a one-sided pattern. But during the video, I will also tell you how to make a two-sided pattern. The pattern is very simple, very easy to execute. It's suitable for many projects, from scarves to hats. You can use it in socks, or you can make such an element in hats. All you need to crochet this pattern and to crochet in this technique in general is to know how to make chain stitches, slip stitches, and yarn over slip stitches. On my channel, this technique is called Brioche Crochet. I've put together a whole playlist of such patterns, and if you like them, of course, go take a look there. In general, you can find many such patterns by searching for Brioche Crochet. This is just for your information, because many people ask how to find such patterns. And this is the version I came up with. I think it's very simple, very effective, very textured. So, let's start crocheting. For this pattern, I'm chaining a number of stitches that is a multiple of 3. First, I make a slip knot, and then I chain 24 stitches. "24 stitches are chained, and I move on to the first row. Look, this pattern of mine consists of just 2 rows. Row 1 is worked from right to left. Row 2 is worked from left to right. And then we repeat them, right to left to right to left to right. But the row itself, both the first and the second, will consist of many short sections. In my explanation, I won't divide this row into short rows. I'll divide it into sections, but I won't define rows within these sections. It's more convenient for me, and I think it's generally more convenient than thinking in terms of those short rows. The main thing to remember here is odd-numbered rows are worked right to left, even-numbered rows are worked left to right, and the sections here have a very easy sequence. So, row 1, first section, chain 1 for the turning chain. I insert the hook into the second chain from the hook, into the back bump, pull up the working yarn, and make a slip stitch. That's 1, into the next stitch, 2, into the next stitch, 3. The first section is now complete. Next section, chain 1 for turning, turn your work. Yarn over. Insert the hook into the second stitch from the hook and make a yarn over slip stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 for turning and turn. The second section is ready. In both the first and second sections, there were 3 stitches. The only difference is, for the first, I worked regular slip stitches, and for the second, I worked yarn over slip stitches. So to get a reversible pattern where both sides are absolutely identical, work all stitches as yarn over slip stitches. If you do that, both sides will be voluminous like this. The only thing is, the pattern will be a bit looser. If you don't need a reversible pattern, then do as I do. Work the odd-numbered sections with regular slip stitches, and the even-numbered sections with yarn over slip stitches. So the next section, I've made my turning chain. Into the second back loop from the hook, I insert my hook and work 1, 2, 3. I arrive at the step, and here I need to go down to the row below. So I insert the hook into the bar and into the back loop of the row below. I pull the working yarn through all the loops on the hook. This is 4. And into the next stitch, 5 and 6. So another section is complete. Chain 1 for turning, turn, and in the opposite direction, 6 yarn over slip stitches into the back loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 1 for turning, and turn. The next section is 9 regular slip stitches into the back loop. So into the second stitch from the hook, I insert my hook and work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I arrive at the step. Again, in the same way, I insert the hook into the bar and into the row below. I make a join. That's the 7th slip stitch. Into the next stitch, 8, and into the next stitch, 9. Chain 1 for turning, and turn. Now in the opposite direction, I make 6 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 1 for turning, turn. And then I repeat until the end of the row, 9 stitches and 6 in the opposite direction. So 9, 6, 9, 6, 9, 6.
Let me repeat it one more time.
Starting from the second stitch from the hook, this section, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I make the join. So that's 7, 8, 9. Chain 1 for turning and turn. In the opposite direction, only 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 1 for turning and turn. Look what's happening. And you continue alternating like this. 9, 6, 9, 6, 9, 6, until you reach the end right here. I've reached the end of the foundation chain. I've made 6 stitches, and I can't fit 9 stitches anymore, so I change the repeat and work as follows. Chain 1 for turning, turn, and I make 6 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, chain 1 for turning, turn, 3 yarn over slip stitches. One, 2, 3. Chain 1 for turning, turn, and again, 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. And with that, the first row will be finished. There it is, completely worked from the right edge to the left edge. And now for row 2. Chain 1 for turning, turn. 3 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1 for turning, turn. 3 regular slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1 for turning, turn. 6 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, and I arrive at the step. Here, the step spans across 2 rows, 1, 2. It appears on the right side. And to make a beautiful join here, I use this technique. I do a reverse yarn over on the hook, and I insert the hook under 2 strands of each row. Look, I pick up that same bar, and I also pick up another strand like this. Again, at the next point. Again, and I insert it into the back loop, pick up the working yarn, and pull the working yarn through all the loops on the hook. I tighten it, and then I get this beautiful join on the right side. This will be 4, 5, 6.
I've made 6 stitches. Chain 1 for turning, turn, and in the opposite direction, 6 regular slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 1 for turning, turn. And here our pattern repeat for the second row begins. 9 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a join across 2 rows. So I do a reverse yarn over, insert the hook into 2 strands and into the row below, and I make a yarn over slip stitch through all the strands on the hook. 7, 8, and 9. Chain 1 for turning, turn, and 6 regular slip stitches into the back loop in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 1 for turning, turn.
And I repeat again, 9, 6, 9, 6. Let me repeat it one more time. 9 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, reverse yarn over, join. I insert the hook into the first row, into the second row, and into the back loop. I work a slip stitch. 7, 8, 9. Chain 1 for turning, turn, and 6 regular slip stitches in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I work like this. Look, the herringbone pattern is already forming again. 9, 6, 9, 6, 9, 6. Up to this point. When you get here, we'll meet and I'll show you how to finish this row. So I've completed the last repeat, the last place with 6 stitches. Next should have been 9 stitches, but 9 won't fit here. So I work as follows. Chain 1 for turning, turn,
and I work only 6 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Chain 1 for turning turn and 3 regular slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1 for turning turn and 3 yarn over slip stitches in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3.
And with this, the second row will be finished. So I've completely crocheted row 1 from right to left and completely crocheted row 2 from left to right. So moving forward, look, row 3 is identical to row 1, row 4 is identical to row 2, 5 is identical to 1, 6 is identical to 2. That is, we just repeat rows 1 and 2 for the desired height. Now for some answers to the most frequently asked questions. So how do we repeat row 3? Because this question also comes up. We worked row 1 along a flat foundation chain. How do we work row 3 on a non-flat edge?
So chain 1 for turning, exactly the same way as on the flat edge. I make 3 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1 for turning, turn, 3 yarn over slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. Again, chain 1 for turning, turn, 6 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3. The only difference here will be the join from 2 rows. How to make joins from 2 rows I've already shown you, but my pattern is one-sided, so I won't do that specific join. It's considered a bit tricky. It looks beautiful on the right side, but I don't need it here. If you want, you can do it. It's not forbidden, but I just don't need it here, so I'll do a simple join, just inserting the hook exclusively into the bar, and then again into the bar, and go into the row below. So this will be a simple join without a yarn over, without a reverse yarn over, and in the same way, I make a slip stitch, 4, 5, 6. Well, and then I continue according to the scheme of row 1, alternating 9, 6, 9, 6, 9, 6, and so on.
And now for the second question that also often comes up in such patterns. Okay, I'll unravel this now. I've reached the place where row 2 ends, and the second question, I'll make a turning chain and turn. How do we turn this ribbed edge into a smooth edge? So you're finishing your work, let's say it's a scarf, you're finishing it, and you want to make a smooth, flat edge. Here it's even simpler. We just work slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, a join. If I encounter a step, I make a join every time. I don't even think about how many stitches there are here. There will be 3 stitches here. Again, a join. Like this and into the row below. 1, 2, 3. You see? The edge is becoming flat the same way the foundation edge was. Here, my foundation edge is flat, and the finishing edge is also flat. Well, I hope you won't have any more questions about how such patterns are crocheted. I hope you liked this video and liked this pattern and that you will use it in your projects. Thanks in advance for your likes. Subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.